article that was being written by George. So someone from your staff had contacted me. So it's the only reason I thought, let me just print that out just in case. So kind of quickly, the projects that we worked on, so I was here with Jocelyn Patney. Her married name is Gavin, and I thought she was going to be here. Unfortunately, apparently she couldn't make it. But our first project was to prepare a grading plan. This is 1993, if I didn't mention that. So I may be the oldest intern here. Anyway, we had two projects. One was a grading plan for the driveway because the kitchen entrance would flood during a heavy rain. We tested for the depth of bedrock with a rebar and a hammer, and did a survey. That was our survey. And we both got to operate a jackhammer, which made Mike kind of shudder at the thought of giving our interns a jackhammer.
We don't do that anymore.
But those are the good old days. So you more recent interns, I'm sorry to tell you, you have a chance sometime. Second project was to prepare a lighting plan for the return path, and some remnants of that are still in place. And then we had a self-initiated project. There was a path that staff were taking behind the servants' quarters, and it was just a worn path along the slope. And Jocelyn and I had the idea to build stone steps there, and it turns out there was lots of stone left over from the house construction, so we got to build those steps. And so we had a fantastic experience, right? Just living and working in this forest environment was such a beautiful piece of architecture. And so about George, and I'll read this a bit because I think this is a little better for me to read. So George was an amazing teacher and mentor. He was always looking for a teaching moment and would reflect on his own experiences often. He would often quiz us on our native plants as we walked the grounds, and he shared with us his deep relationship with plants, the forest environment, and its unique relationship with Fallingwater. So I remember him telling us that the plants would talk to him, which I thought was funny at the time, but now I know what he meant. It's about understanding and recognizing the deep connection that we all have with nature and listening to what it has to say. He was our Obi-Wan Kenobi of Fallingwater. So I had developed an interest in plants when I was probably 12 or 13, and took on more of an encyclopedic approach to learning their names and characteristics. George not only had this knowledge, of course, or has this knowledge, of course, but he introduced to me the idea of developing a meaningful relationship with plants. To this day, that's how I help interns or students I work with to appreciate plants beyond their scientific characteristics or their functional and aesthetic applications in design. These plants have become familiar friends that I cherish, and George helped to show me what this meant. So I did get in trouble a couple of times. One time, without asking, I took the initiative to prune a hemlock tree next to the service parking space behind the gift shop. I swear it was the very next day, George noticed and had the director of maintenance at the time replace it immediately with a new tree. I clearly had some lessons to learn there. But anyway, I had an amazing experience that summer, becoming more intimate with the house, trekking through the forest, and getting to work with amazing folks like George. So thank you very much.